everyone, I'm Stewie and this is the Stewie Report, and here's what's making news. Today we'll talk about sexual abuse within the Catholic Church, non-secular and secular media, slanting news and not slanting news, giving us the whole story and not giving us the whole story. Today with us we have Mr. Arthur Ox Slushberg Jr. from the New York Times. Welcome, Arthur.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
It's wonderful to have you, Mr. Slushberg. Would you give us a bit of background on the great media empire?
Why, of course. The New York Times has been running since the early 1850s under the ownership of Henry Jervers Raymond and George Jones. However, in the 1880s, Alfred Ox, descendant of my family, acquired the New York Times and made it politically independent. He coined the famous slogan, "All the news that's fit to print." Today, our company is one of the most liberal and spread out media coverages in the world. We cover news for the people, by the people, nationally and internationally.
Thank you, Arthur. That was wonderful. What kind of audience do you actually reach?
We reach a large variety of people because we have different sections that can complement with different people. We have a business section, yet we have sports sections, fashion sections, etc. There's the local news, but we also cover international news. We cover the latest technologies, latest fashions, latest health tips, and we even feature the arts and traveling guides. The New York Times is a widely renowned media stand.
At any point, do you believe there's a bias in your news media? Do you slant your news? Is it conservative or is it liberal? You slant your news, or are you trying to tell me that you slant your news? You slant the news. I know you slant the news. You slant the news. You slant the news? So you slant the news.
Vanessa Stewie, the New York Times does not slant our news. We try to keep away from media bias, and we are hard-working people. This makes me very angry. If anything, we are guilty of being in a cosmopolitan area. The people of New York are given the news that is received by the world. We keep our influences on a professional level, and we try not to be biased.
So they slant the news. How does your company portray the crisis that's going on in the Catholic Church with sexual abuse and all that?
Well, I believe that the New York Times has done an excellent job by getting the news of the tragedy out to the public. Our main goal, though, is to make sure that the audience knows of the scandal and becomes aware of their safety and take precautions against the church. We have also been very sensitive when it comes to the privacy that we give to the victims.
How about the way the New York Times portrays the church? Have you put the entire church responsible for the scandal? Because that's slanting the news.
Actually, though, we are trying not to blame the Catholic Church, and I think we've done a good job at that. Again, our main goal is to keep the public aware and safe.
Well, thank you for your time, Arthur. When we return, we will meet the non-secular media and see how their perception of the scandal might be, and hope and pray that they don't slant the news.
Have a great break.
Welcome back to the Stewie Report. Welcome back. Now we'd like to invite the chief editor from America, the National Catholic Weekly, a Catholic magazine, onto our set, Mr. Maurice Timothy. Really welcome, Maurice.
Thank you for having me. I'm very delighted to be here. Thank you.
Indeed, 'tis a blessing. So, Mr. Reedy, why don't you give us a bit of background on your company, if you will?
Well, America. The National Catholic Weekly is a magazine that reports nationally everywhere throughout the United States. It's also the only Catholic magazine in America. Thank you. And it was started in the 1900s by Father John J. Wayne. A very scholarly and intellectual priest, yes he was. I'm sure that he was amazing. The main goal from day one until now has been to show the work of Jesuits across the nation and to promote human rights issues. However, the paper was very traditional and conservative in its beginnings, but today we have moved towards reform and we have become a little more modern.
Sounds riveting. Do you think, since you are a non-secular media source, that you might have a bias towards religiously affiliated opinion and that makes slanted media to be slanted media?
Well, slanting is a very strong word, Vanessa. I mean, the National does not slant any media or misinterpret any situations or facts. The magazine, however, is a journal of opinions, and misinterpretations may come from that. There were maybe a bit of bias, but we try to stay away from that as much as possible.
When it comes to the sexual scandal, does your magazine shove it under the rug?
No way. Our magazine was the first to publish the sexual scandals that are going on with these individuals. We send out our condolences, but we have to report on the news that's going on. As an organization and media source, we also try to have reform in our paper. Recently, we have published articles reviewing Australian bishops Geoffrey Robinson, who is an amazing bishop, his book on the Reformation within the Church. We believe that strong Catholic community, we should come together and detect those individuals who are making pretend that they are priests, not actually harming others. We want to make our church better. And America, the National, believes in the safety of individuals first and foremost.
Well, there you have it. The non-secular media slants just as much as the secular media. That is what's making news. I'm Vanessa Stewie, and we'll see you another time.
Next time on the Stewie Report, Vanessa gives away her favorite gifts.